Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to round 4 here at Brands Hatch for SnB's EuroNASCAR series. Last week we saw several battles with Hawk winning the first race, and we saw Sky win the second. It was some crazy battles, and I think we're going to see more of it tonight. You guys can see here, it is raining, so conditions are going to be super slick. So who's going to win? You guys are going to have to stay tuned to find out. I'm Frozen Toast 24, and I'm here with J-Mac Attack, and welcome to SnB's EuroNASCAR series. J-Mac, what's up? How are you tonight?
Well, I'm doing good. I got my umbrella out, just trying to stay away from any tall trees and any open fields right now, as there's a little bit of rain, a little bit of storming in the area here at Brands Hatch, and excited to see these guys get after it in the wet.
Absolutely. It is going to be insane, and I think we do have a new driver out here, Element Zero. A lot of you guys know him from NASCAR Heat. He was out here announcing with us last week. Tonight, he wants to try his hand out on track. And I do have to give a huge shout out to Hall for the 1,000 biddies. Thank you so much. That's insane. Savage, how you doing? JLC, I see you guys all up here. Mr. Met. JLC, you and those points, I swear. Thank you so much for the points. That's crazy. Repeat, what's up? We are doing EuroNASCAR on Forza. So it's a blast. This is round 4. We have 2 races in a night. These guys are getting ready to go to qualifying right now as we speak. Let's take a look at the points though. Sky, he is in the lead with 227. Tom Flitty out there in second with 205. Leaf Justin is sitting P3 right now with 204. Rangers sitting in 4th with 199. Dion is going to round out the top 5 with 186. And I'll tell you what, in 9th you see Hawk. He's got 161 points, but don't let that fool you. He missed an entire night. That's 2 races that he missed. He has won quite a bit out here, so I'm curious how he's going to do tonight. It's going to be quite the battle, so I'm pretty excited there, J-Mac.
I am too. We're getting close to getting started with qualifying. Just need to get everybody readied up, and we'll be ready to go to launch this qualifying session. Get this night started. See if how everyone can handle the rain and the wet conditions here at Brands Hatch.
I can tell you, I tried to make a lap. I couldn't do it. I was sliding all over the place. So yes, this is once again one of these days where I am glad I am in the booth. These guys will have 29 laps tonight. They are at the Indy circuit. So it's going to be a fun one. Really, really short track. And we saw 48 seconds out there. So it's going to be crazy. I see everyone readied up, so they should be ready to go. We should go anytime soon.
Our head commentator is currently not readied up.
My screen I am.
Oh, you are? Well, you know what? Okay, well, not on ours, but we're sending it anyway.
Really?
Okay, here we go.
Uh-oh.
Yep.
I've been ready for a while. Hopefully it doesn't kick me out or anything.
Oh, rest in peace.
Yeah, we'll see how this goes. I'm loading in, so that's a good sign, right? Repeat says, hey, J-Mac. What's up? Mr. Met lost to 5,000 lug nuts. That's insane. All right, we're in here. Let's take a look. David out here. Some of these guys are going to hold up a little bit. I don't think that they can make any contact. You see it there, yeah. They're going through each other. But man, oh man, this is gonna be a wild ride tonight. Let's take a look at Rangers. J-Mac, I feel like he has done really, really good, really consistent, and making a lot of moves last week. I'm curious how he's gonna handle the rain tonight.
I'm curious how all of these guys are gonna handle the rain, but Rangers especially, not really raced a lot in the rain. He has a little bit of experience actually. As I say that, he has raced a lot of F1, a lot of races by himself and in our Shake and Bake League in the rain, so he has a little bit of experience. Obviously, Skyland, who's way out in front right now, has probably the most in-rain experience, along with JDMX Hawk, who you mentioned earlier, who has won a ton of races this season, and already having missed a complete week in his 4 races that he has been able to run, he has done quite well for himself. So those are drivers that I would expect to do well as we're watching these guys snake around this really short racetrack. It's sort of the Martinsville of our schedule. It's a very tiny track here. There's one car off.
Gary from Canada, I do believe.
Ah, yes, that's Gary from Canada, who is off the track, but it's very, very short. Has a lot of character and a lot of elevation change for a track that is as tiny as it is, and that serves for a good challenge on top of the wet conditions as these drivers are starting their final qualifying lap.
Absolutely. So far, we have a Sky who's got a 50-second lap time. I want to see what else we have out here. Yeah, okay. We got Hawk just leading it out here. The leader, the best lap, top speed. He's out here with a 49.8. Flying so far in the rain. And as you can see, the puddles are increasing out there. And as that happens, traction is going to decrease. These guys are literally going to be sliding through the turns, trying to hold on to it. So it's going to be very difficult to keep this car on track.
Absolutely. These guys are going to have to manage their throttle, be real patient with the braking. It's just going to be real patient with the steering as well. It's just a lot of things they're going to have to manage here, as Skylin actually took the pole at the very last second there. Was able to nip Hawk at the line. Hawk looks like he's going to be second, Justin third, with Hall in fourth.
Yeah, take a look at that. Sky, who also, before the race, before qualifying actually started, he said, is everyone ready to see Hawk dominate? But he's out here with a pretty fast time, so Hawk might have some competition out here. Once again, we've seen these two battle quite a bit throughout the series, so really fun to see. And then there's always a huge battle between Tom if he's up there with Sky and Hawk, and if he's not, he's out there battling with Justin and also Rangers. So we have quite a few battles throughout these races. Super fun to see. I'm excited to see how they handle it in the rain, because like I said, I couldn't make it past one lap very cleanly. All right, let's go and take a look. Previous race, that is what I want to see. So far, only 2 guys did not get a clean lap. Tom Flitty with a minute lap time here, and Elements with a 56, who literally just decided to join us last second. We have Skylin, who is going to be number 1 with a 49.2. It looks like Hawk with a 49.5, and we have Justin with a 49.8. So quite a bit of guys in the 49s, and then it's going to go up to the 50s and beyond here. I believe Hall looks like is going to have a 50.8. David with a 50.9. So a lot of quick lap times here. All right, these guys look like they're ready to go, man. I'm impressed. Usually I have to give a reminder like, hey, ready up. These guys are ready to go. Gamble all JLC. Oh my gosh, you won. You guys are crazy. Let me know who you see as the winner here tonight at Brands Hatch, the Indy Circuit. It's gonna be a wild one. The rain is here. Get your umbrellas out. It's gonna be a wet one. Let me know too, have you ever raced here in the rain, and how did it go for you? I can tell you it did not go well for me. J-Mech was out there making laps, looking pretty good. I think he could handle it pretty well out here. You can see the paint schemes here. J-Mac and his Dow number 3. Dion and his number 42. I love showing off these paint schemes. Rangers in the 11. That is actually, Gary made his logo on the hood. That is for his company. We have Hall M34 out here in his paint scheme. Element 0 in his number 4. Tom Flitty in the number 8, looking good out there. Hawk in the number 2, which is different from the paint scheme that we saw in practice. Skylin in that 49, Justin in the 24, and David in the 89. Gary from Canada, he moved his car number back there. And that is going to be your drivers out here. 2K, what is up? DW40 says touring cars at Brands and the wet was fun. I can see that. Yeah, I can totally see that. These cars, they're a little difficult. A little difficult. I'm pretty sure that was you that I just got a message from. I did not recognize the name. All right, J-Mac. Are these guys ready to go? Ready to get moving for the race? 29 laps for race 1 and race 2.
I hope so. I think we're pretty much ready to go here. I'm ready to watch them go. That's for sure.
Even in qualifying, I saw a few of them so close together, going through the turns. I'm pretty excited for it. So I want to see how they handle this, and I can tell you going through the puddles was no easy task. You definitely slide through it. You have to have a lot of awareness of your braking points, of how to control it through the puddles and everything else. So they're going to have their hands full tonight. You put that all together with racing side by side, man, I can see that they are going to be exhausted after these 2 races tonight. It's definitely something that's going to keep them very busy on how to handle it. Savage says, should I risk gambling at all? EuroNASCAR, pretty much tracks in Europe and the stock cars out there on them. Just different tracks, different feel for it, so it can be pretty wild. A really fun series to watch. You can't wait for the new NASCAR game. I hear ya. I'm so excited. I think it's going to be amazing. Absolutely amazing. So much news with the Studio 397 that they have out. You have R-Factor physics that are going to be implemented into the new game. You have the tire model that will be out there. All great news. Mr. Met Gambling, 10,000. Oh no, he lost. He lost. So Hawk has, I'm trying to figure out how many wins he's got. He's got quite a few, I do believe. Let's take a look. He has got at least 3 wins. With Sky, looks like he's also got 3 wins, so very, very close for these two, and they do know each other. I've talked about this week in and week out. They are competitors. They have raced with each other for a while, I should say, so they are no stranger to each other. The races, if you guys have seen them, definitely worth going back and watching. I keep them out on here. They keep them out here for a while for Twitch, or you can visit the YouTube at Frozen Toes 24 and you can just see the racing that they have, bumping and banging, and these guys are just going at it. It's absolutely awesome to see. But these guys will have a pace lap. We'll get them all lined up, make sure everything is good, and we'll get ready to race at Brands Hatch. King Noble, what's up? Send in Rage, what up? How are you? It's going to be gone soon. You're a gambling man. Oh no. Don't lose it all. We've had a few do that. You already lost it, I see. Oh my goodness. Bananas. All right, Jordan, who do you see as a front runner up here? Who do we need to look out for?
Well, I think our front row here are the two that we're going to see really likely to move up to the field. Tom starting in the back, looks like he might be going for some extra points, trying to get those 3 bonus points for making up positions here. But we're getting close to getting ready to go green here in a minute.
Absolutely. Tiberius, thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys enjoy the race tonight. You can see Sky will be leading us off. It is going to be so incredibly close for these guys as they are rounding out, getting ready to start lap number 1 here at Brands Hatch in the Indy circuit. Is going to be a wild night. The rain is pouring, the track is wet, the puddles are forming, and we are racing here at Brands Hatch. They are already off to a crazy start. Look at this, 2 wide already for the lead. These guys are crazy, J-Mac.
Yeah, absolutely crazy. Hawk holding a nice, pretty wheel through that outside lane. The preferred lane through that tighter turn 2 is going to be the inside. Skyline able to hold on. Now they make just a little bit of contact. Oh, the 2 getting loose, but he's able to hold on to it as they go through the left-hander at 3. They get single filed out as they head into the back half of the racetrack.
That is absolutely insane. A single file. We have Justin in 3rd, Dion in 4th. Let me take a look at who is 5th. That is none other than Tom Flitty in that number 8. You can see it from here. Man, oh man, what a sight. You can see Dion getting extremely loose. That is going to allow Tom Flitty to make the pass for 4th. David back there in 6th. It is just already a ton of racing, and Tom goes off the track. That is going to allow Dion to make up position. Tom's going to lose a lot of points right there.
Well, Tom had started 10th and worked his way up to 4th in 1 lap and then threw it all away. He had a heroic first lap and then a not so heroic second lap as he tried to work his way through the field, then pushed it just a little bit too hard. And turn 1 is such an easy corner to do that in. You have some signs on the left that act as marks, but really it's a very blind corner. It's downhill. It's very, very slick, especially in these rain conditions. So we saw that a lot in practice, drivers overshooting that corner, and we saw it there with Tom Flitty missing it going into turn 1.
Absolutely. Sid, thank you so much for the sub. I appreciate it. That is awesome. I'm not going to say your whole name. It's crazy, but I very much appreciate it. I hope you guys are enjoying the race out here. Lap 4 of 20, well, I should say 3 of 29. We do add in the extra lap there for pace for the start, but we still have Sky in the lead, but a very hungry Hawk directly behind him, just putting the pressure on him. We've seen this week after week, race after race. You've seen it already. They were going side by side, battling. Sky gets extremely loose, drifting through the corner. Man, oh man, these guys are going to be rivals by the time this thing is over, J-Mac.
Yeah, they've been known for their beating and banging pedals all season long, and here in the wet, it's just going to be even looser, even harder to hold on to those race cars. They get real slick going downhill through turn 1. They're able to hold on to it. Skyland able to maintain that gap on Hawk through that first corner. Hawk a little bit wider through turn 2 as they both go down into that little kink before turn 3, what we're calling turn 3. I don't have a track map in front of me, but for all intents and purposes, that's what we're calling it. But leaves Justin doing a fine job holding close to these drivers. And oh, Skyland blows it just a little bit, but is able to maintain position through the grass, able to hold on. And that is one thing that we've kind of noticed here, is that the grass really slick in the rain. The dirt really grabs a hold of you. So the gravel does. So it's you got to keep it on the gray stuff here, even though it's wet. Oh, what a dive bomb by Hawk!
Wow!
Oh, he puts him off with the dirt!
Man, did not hold anything back. I don't know if Sky broke a little bit early there. That's what it looked like. But wow, he lost several positions here. Justin is going to be in 2nd. We have Rangers in 3rd. Skyland all the way back to 4th. Let's take a look at this. Man, that was absolutely incredible, J-Mac. I wonder if he's got anything to say about that.
I don't know. We'll have to find out if he can get up into the top 3 if he has anything to say about it. But all quiet on the radio from what we're hearing so far. But yeah, Skyland going maybe just a little wide, but I think that dive bomb from Hawk took him off guard more than anything. And then it seemed like there was contact, but can't be 100% sure, but it seemed like he got forced wide there into the dirt, into the gravel, and in those gravel pits in the rain, the car just sticks. It's just mud out there, and luckily he didn't go and hit the wall and get any damage. But so far, Not the start here, but still a lot of time left to make up some ground as we'll hit 23 to go at the line.
Quite a battle for 7th right now. Tom Flitty out there in 6th. We have Hall and David battling side by side for 7th place. These guys are just going at it, racing pretty hard, but man, keeping it extremely clean considering the circumstances and how wet it is out here. Hall's got a little bit of a nose out. Will he be able to keep that? It looks like David is going to tuck in behind him and take over P8.
We're giving each other a lot of room there.
Yes.
Through those corners, through that left to right there. So some excellent racing by the two of them. Some very conservative racing here at the start, which you're gonna need. There's a lot of time here to make mistakes. I think this is the point where if you get to racing anybody, you want to give them room. But David really quick to that first portion of the track, gets back to the inside of Hall through turn 2, and is able to get to his outside. Hall really tried to get the power down to keep with him. Really spun the tires, so that's going to allow David to get back around Hall for that 7th spot. Move Hall back into the 8th position as they continue on.
You know, that's what I love about this. Even, whoa, what's happening with this? I want to take a look at 3rd on my screen. It showed that he was stopped, but everything must have been okay. I think he did.
Hawk, no, yep. Hawk went off track. He's at 6th now.
Oh, wow.
Not sure what happened, but Hawk went off track.
Wow, yeah, I saw that on the map. Absolutely incredible. He is one where I have not seen him make a mistake. That is the first time. What you see in J-Mac? We have Justin as the leader currently. It looks like Sky is going to come back and be in 2nd place. Rangers in 3rd. We have Dion in 4th. I want to give a shout out to Warner Woo. What's up? How are you? Brands Hatch is a great track. It is a very trying track though when you have rain. Dion having a solid day out here in the top 5, but look who's on the move. Tom Flitty making his way back through traffic, trying to get his way back up here. He's catching up to Dion pretty quick.
Yeah, and just a note, the 2-car of Hawk got damaged in that spin, but it was a solo car spin, so we stay green here at Brands Hatch in the rain. So from the lead, he is now in the 6th position. Not absolutely not what he was looking for, but that moves Leaf Justin out to the lead.
Yeah, you can see he's got a little bit of damage there, so we'll see how that affects him. I want to take a look at these guys in the tires. How it is being affected running through these puddles with extremely wet track. You can see it right there. I mean, it is definitely affecting how they are running. So I want to go on board with him and let's get a better view of this. He's been so consistent throughout these races, like I said, but this is the first time that I have seen him make a mistake, and yet a mistake that cost him several spots. But you can see it right here, the right front just really trying to grab on the track, and it is really struggling. There's a huge puddle up here up ahead, and it is really, really struggling as he is getting sideways through there.
Even with that damage, he seems to be putting down good lap times as he is getting back on to Tom Flitty and Dion for dub here. Dion holding strong in that 4th position. Tom, who is kind of yo-yoed through the field multiple times already in this race, working up into that 5th position. But Hawk is doing everything he can to try to mitigate that incident and make up for that damage that he got as he's trying to get onto these two. But Tom looking to the outside, Dion running very defensive line, but Tom able to power around on the outside. Really, Dion going to have to let him go here. Oh, he tries to pull up in front of Hawk. Not able to fill that hole. Now Hawk's going to be able to get down to that left side and try to take that position. Oh, nope, Hawk. Oh, Hawk, those two make contact.
Yeah, look at these guys. Hawk really trying to get around Dion, and Dion is not going to pull over. I mean, he wants to be up here too. He's wanting to race with these guys. So Tom made it on by, got a little front end damage there, but he is still on the move. Hawk is going to try to make another pass here. You can see him going side by side. Dion getting very, very loose. That front end just wiggling back and forth. Hawk makes the pass.
Yeah, a very well done pass there through the final corner. Dion trying to fight back, really working the power a little too much. The two able to stay smooth with it, and and that damage looks like it's mostly in the front, so not sure if that's actually how it is. So if that is, that's probably tightening up the car a little bit and settling the rear end if that's the case. But now he's going to go after Tom Flitty, who was putting down some really good lap times in practice. If that too is able to get back to that 8 car, that's really impressive with what has happened to him so far. But we're getting closer and closer and closer to the halfway point as these guys are hitting the line. There are, I believe, 16 laps to go.
Absolutely. These races go so fast. I want to take a look at Leaf Justin, though. Look who's right behind him. Skylin. Another driver that is very consistent. Justin has had some great finishes throughout the series here, but man, Skylin, he is just all over him, closing that gap. So I think soon we're going to see a battle for the lead again.
Yeah, Skylin running a real smooth line, Justin, looking like he's working really, really hard through this driving rain, but doing an excellent job holding onto that car and putting down lap time. He's going to have to keep it on the track there with Skylin behind him, but if you look up in front of him, he is closing in on the beginning of our lap traffic.
Absolutely. Warner, you are not late to the party. Just glad to have you out here. What's up, everybody? Thank you so much. Judo, thank you for the host. I appreciate it. Hope you guys are enjoying the race. Let me know who your driver is, who you're rooting for. It does look like Leaf Justin is coming up on traffic here. Let's take a look at who it is. Looks like it is Gary from Canada. He just pulls.
Gary
he pulls
bails
over.
out.
I'm not getting in your way. I'm pulling over.
But now he's going to have third place bearing down on him. He's going to have to stay out of their way. And this is a track. It's a really short track. If you give up two momentum, pulling out of somebody's way, then it's not going to be that much longer until they're back around you. He's already basically the entire length of the front straight behind these guys already. So. Really, really tough to get out of this way, out of people's way here at this track. Very narrow. Again, left, right, kind of how it works, especially through the middle part of the track. Very tough, but right now, I'm watching this battle up front. I'm really curious to see if Leaf Justin can hold on and get his first win of the EuroNASCAR season.
Yeah, gonna be very interesting. Fuzzy says, I'm rooting for the wrecker. What? We don't have any wreckers in here. You stop. Yensa, what's up? How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. Justin out here in the lead, looking for his first win of the series, trying to hold off Skylin, trying to hold off Rangers, who is behind him. Hawk, who was leading and battling it out with Sky, had a mistake earlier on, lost a lot of positions. He's trying to find his way back also.
I cycled back through and I was watching Hawk, and he stuck his left rear in the grass going into turn one, and that thing really slid on him, and he lost a lot of time. It was almost in a fashion I was wondering if he was doing it on purpose, if that car is hurt and he's trying to just figure out any way to make that car rotate. So if he did that on purpose, but I don't think so. That'd be real tough to do. To manage that, as he's going by Gary from Canada. Gary from Canada pulling out on track, and he just needs to run his line and let these guys work by him instead of this, because that was a harrowing moment for that 2-car, I think.
You know, he really hates to get in the way. He always likes to pull over and let him race. What do you see? Oh, he's in the dirt.
That's the 2. I think he is. I think he is trying to stick that left rear into the grass to try to rotate that car through turn one, and that time it bit him a little bit. It's pretty crazy if that is on purpose. I mean, I'll probably sound like an idiot thinking that's something someone would conscionably do, but as tight as I imagine that race car is, I'm sure he's trying to find any rotation he can. But again, kind of bit him there, getting that grass going into turn one, and that allowed Tom to pass him back up for fourth. And I imagine that battle not yet done.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely...
Oh, and we've had a pass for the lead that while we've been doing all that. We missed the lead. Battle for the lead.
Let's go back and take a look. Sitapi says he had Hawk, his money on Hawk, and says no Hawk out in chat as he makes a mistake there. Skylin back in the lead, though. Let's take a look at Justin, see where he is. A little bit of a gap between these guys. I don't know if he got loose or what happened, or if it was just Sky is just in his car. This is what I've noticed from Sky throughout this series. His car really comes to him throughout the laps, and by the time the second race comes around, it is very competitive with him. He can be out there and just battle for the lead, take it over. So it looks like the car is definitely coming in for him, and he knows how to handle the wet track, the puddles out there. He's looking pretty good.
He's looking good. He looks smooth, and now he's starting to pull away. I really think he was just kind of waiting for at least Justin to make a mistake. They're gonna have to talk to them to find out exactly how that pass was made, with us both missing. Or I definitely missed it. I wasn't watching it, so that's my mistake. But Skyland right now really starting to leg it out on Leafs Justin. It's very comfortably in that second spot. That's one thing he's going to have to watch to do, is he sees that first win in front of him, but he's going to have to settle down, settle into a rhythm here, and come home nice and smooth these final 10 laps to hold on to that second spot.
Absolutely. I'm going to go back and take a look at Tom Flitty. He's got Hawk directly behind him. I'm curious if we're going to see a battle for these guys. You see Element, who's currently sitting in ninth, directly ahead of them. How is this going to affect them? You know, Tom Flitty, he's going to say, Element, I'm coming. Just make sure you don't hit me. Let's go. It is coming down to the wire here.
Element, never ever seen him in a Forza 7 race, and here he is in the rain at Brands Hatch, one of our tightest tracks in the weather, trying to make some laps, and under the circumstances doing an all right job. Gonna get himself on the stat sheet, get himself in the point standings, so his name's gonna be out there at the very least. But doing a great job out there.
Dion currently sitting P6. Really solid race for him so far. And didn't you say last week that he mentioned that he has finished, didn't you say P6 in every single race so far?
Yes, he has finished 6th in every single race he has run so far this season.
All right, well, he's in P6 now. I'm curious if that is going to be where he finishes. We still have several laps to go, but if that is the case, kind of an interesting stat right there. Let's go back and take a look at 7. That is Hall M34. Kind of no one around him right now. He just needs to run his race, keep it consistent, stay out of trouble, and he'll bring home a solid finish here. He's had trouble staying connected to the race, so I'm sure he's very excited that he is still in here. A great points day for him so far. We have David MC out there in 8th. He has been a little frustrated with his performance thus far. So tonight is a night where he said, I'm just going to go out there, try to ease up on myself. He gets very frustrated that he wants to do better. He wants to be competing up there. So I hope that he's having fun, and we'll see him up there soon enough. I guarantee it.
Yeah, he's a driver that, I mean, all of these guys put a lot of pressure on themselves. You want to compete, you want to do well, you want to be competitive, and go out there and get every spot that you can. But at the same time, he is new to racing with the limited assist package that this series gives them. So he's kind of learning a different style of driving. He doesn't ever drive these race cars, so he's learning how to drive a completely different race car on this game. So having to learn a lot in a very short amount of time. Really has high expectations for him, but I think he's meeting a fine bar here, just making laps, learning every race, not really putting himself into any bad positions, keeping his car on track, and logging as many laps as he possibly can.
A huge gap between first and second, but J-Mac, take a look at third. Rangers all over the bumper of Leaf Justin. I'm not quite sure what happened with Justin, if if Sky's just got that fast of a car, I would assume that something had to have happened with Justin. And he's going to have to defend his position for second right now, as Rangers is looking to capture P2. And it's going to be very, very close as this race number 1 is winding down. A little bit of a gap has increased between second and third, but man, oh man, Rangers was definitely putting the pressure on him.
Yeah, have to assume, yeah, that he made a small mistake. That gap really widened out on between first and second place. But yeah, Rangers all onto the back bumper of Leaf Justin 24. Will he make it home and hold on to that second position, or will Rangers be able to make that pass and come home second tonight? We'll find out soon enough. But also, just a quick note: we've had a continuing change of fourth and fifth. Last time I looked, Hawk was in front of Tom Flitty. Now I look again to tell you that Hawk was in front of Tom Flitty, and guess what? Tom is ahead of Hawk again. So those two swapping positions right now, as we only have a handful of laps remaining in this race.
Only a handful of laps, and let's go take a look at our leader, who is catching up to some traffic up here. 7th is Hall, and then we have 6 out ahead of him, so a little bit of traffic as Sky gets pretty wide out there through the corner, so we'll see how he can handle going through this. But man, what a gap between him and second place. And I gotta give a shout out to Hugo out there in chat. Thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate it. This race is wild, you guys.
Yeah, Hall up ahead of him. Hall looking to staring a career finish in the face and can get around Dion for that 5th spot. And meanwhile, Skyland has to weigh his options here. He has a massive gap on second place. He could sit here and ride his way to the finish, but if he passes more cars here, then that will allow him to start further up in the field when we get the invert for the second race. So that's the options that he's having to weigh right now. But hearing over the radio, it's like Dion is going to be willing to let Skyland go here just to make it to the end. So no resistance from our 6th and 7th place drivers, and it's looking like, barring anything wild happening, our top 5 are going to be our drivers that are inverted for race number 2.
Absolutely. For those that do not know, race number 2 is definitely inverted, as J-Max said, so that is going to put yet another challenge out here in this rain-soaked track. It makes for an interesting race as Skyland is trying to find his way around Dion. He makes his way through safely. We are off and running lap 29 of 30. I want to take a look at second place, Leaf Justin, who is still holding on to that. Rangers still behind him, a little bit of a gap. Anything can happen. We saw that gap increase insane amount between Justin, who was leading the race. Skyland passed him, and then Sky just he made a huge gap between those two, so that tells me that Justin had made a mistake. We'll see if he can keep P2.
He has a nice little gap right now. That is our current closest battle within the top 5. Still is the 4th and 5th place drivers of TomTom and Hawk have sort of spread themselves out a little bit, but it's all about our leader, the 49 of Skyland, who's currently in P1, got to try to take home the win here in race number 1 tonight.
I do believe that would put him a 4-time winner in the series with 2 races a night. Yeah, pretty insane. So Skyland just on a roll. Like I said before, this is his playground out here. He knows these tracks, these cars. He's just a Forza guy, man. So it just works out for him, and he is crossing the finish line right here. He is the winner in race number 1 for Brands Hatch at the Indy circuit. Huge congratulations to you. We are going to bring home Justin in 2nd, and Rangers in 3rd, TomTom Flitty in 4th, and J-Mac, what's the rest of the field looking like?
Hawk in 6th, and then Dion is holding on to that 6th position, or Dion in 6th, Hall 7th, 1 lap down, and then 8th will be David in C, with Element 0 in 9th, and Gary from Canada in 10th.
All right, I'm going to see if I can get these guys in here for an interview. We're gonna get Sky in here, which I think he always hides his name. Yeah, I can't even invite him, so hopefully Justin can. I'll open the party just in case, too. I'll be sneaky. I'll do it this way. We'll get him in here one way or another. Great race for you guys. Oh my goodness. That was wild. Skylin with quite a drive out there. Congratulations on your win at Brands Hatch. 4th win of the series so far. What was it like out there? And take us through getting to the lead.
You ever tried walking on a slick driveway?
It doesn't go too well.
That's what it felt like. You could do it, but you had to be really careful. And if you ever tried to walk normally, it's not going to end well. And I think somebody else said it in the party. I think everybody ate the dirt at least one time during that race.
That would make sense.
And it doesn't taste very good.
I would imagine, but you tasted the least amount of it, I would say, and brought home the win for race number 1. What happened between you and Hawk, though? A lot of bumping and banging. We've seen that week after week. I don't know what happened there, but it was crazy up there.
So I don't know for sure. I think part of it is we had really different lines. I back up the corners a lot because of how wet it is, and it's so easy to overdrive them here. And I think he was able to attack them way more. And he every time we got into a corner, he would be right up on me. But then when we exit, I would get the better exit. So he was never close enough to actually try to pass. And I think when he saw the opportunity that he was close enough to make it work, he went for it. And he just, turn 1 is not a passing turn. It's not a good turn to pass in, especially when it's wet, because if you tag the car on the outside, they will go straight in the dirt, just like I did. I think he just got a little excited and went for it. I'm sure he didn't mean any harm in it. And unfortunately, the rain got the better of him after that. So he's going to be scary to try and chase on this next dry track. But yeah, it was a racing incident. I'm like 99% sure.
Absolutely. Well, you did a great job, and I wish you a lot of luck for race number 2 there, Sky.
Thank you.
All right. J-Mac, you want to give P2 an interview there?
Absolutely. Here with the Leaf, Justin 24 came home second. We missed what happened. You were leading, and then we turned around and you weren't anymore. What happened to cost you the lead? What happened to bring you back into the clutches of Rangers, and what were you doing there to hold on? And what more did you need to come home the victor tonight?
Well, a decent chunk of it was pretty much what happened to everybody, and that was dirt one way or another. And then I had a small gap after, what had happened with Skylin and Hawk at different times, and kicked one tire out into the dirt a tiny bit, brought Skylin right up nicely to my bumper, and we battled it for a couple of laps. And then by the time he just straight up passed me, and I watched him drive off a little bit, and then I got a little too aggressive, trying to see towards the end of the race if I could make up any ground on him, and I sent myself off into the dirt a second time and managed to get it pulled back out on track right in front of Kerr, and pretty much just had to play defense on him for the last few laps, and was able to put it back on podium, and probably not get as bad of a reverse here as you usually would for the second race, but it'll certainly be interesting with some of the expected fast guys being in the middle of the pack, and of course some of them that had trouble in this race being further towards the front of the pack. So it'll be exciting to look at this race.
Well, that is our P2 finisher. Another strong run, getting back into the podiums and starting himself another podium streak.
Absolutely, and he was battling it out with our podium finisher out here, Rangers, who we've seen in the booth a few times now. So Rangers, how did your race go, and what were you trying to do to make it past Justin?
Well, overall the race was good. For the most part, it was a little chaotic there on the start, going down into one, but overall, it was good. Kind of got off in the early in the race. We got up behind Justin, and we just drove off on the gravel and won, and couldn't really catch back up at that point. It was kind of just, like I said, I kind of got gifted a podium with Hawk wrecking, but I mean, other than that, I think I was a fourth place car. So.
Well, you made it look good out there. Congratulations on the top 3. And I think it's going to get very interesting with the next race. So I wish you a lot of luck, Rangers.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. You guys take it easy and good luck in the next race.
Transfer to dry is going to be tough.
You heard Justin right there. It is going to be a crazy race, inverted, for this next one. You guys saw it there. It's going to be crazy. Goat, I did try the next gen. They're a lot of fun. I like them. Let me know who you think is going to win this time around. Who is your driver? I got to give a shout out to Hall once again with the 1,000 biddies. What? This is crazy. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. These races are absolutely nutty. Savage, you're a nut. Do you even have that many points? The lug nuts out here tonight that are just being lost and won. Wow. All right, these guys are almost readied up. We have a couple, we have Justin who needs to ready up, and we should be good to go. And we're going straight into the next one, going to inverse it. And these guys will have a pace lap. It's going to get wild. I don't know. You know, I feel like Rangers, he's got a fast car out here. I think Hawk is going to look for redemption out here. I think we're going to see him in the battle for the lead. My question with him is, will we see him keep it consistent as he has at all the other tracks? He seems to be struggling out here with the wet conditions. Now, guys, look. I don't see any rain out here, so I'm curious how that's going to switch things up. Is going to make for a very entertaining race, so make sure you stay tuned and hang around to see what happens. Mr. Met says Tom Flitty because I like the name. His name is good. I love his name. Absolutely. J-Mac, what are you thinking for this next race?
Oh, I'm thinking that this is going to be interesting. I think what we heard there from Leafs Justin, it's going to be real interesting how these drivers are able to manage the drier conditions that they're going to have. I'm sorry, I'm thinking. I'm trying to get everybody in order. Ask me to say it.
It's all good. We'll give you a second. I was like, oh, how is he doing all that and doing this? That is crazy. But yeah, I think we're going to see a lot of switching of positions. It's going to be completely nutty, so I'm excited to see it. All right, you guys got to let me know once again, who's your driver? It tops out at 10K. I don't know where it ends. It's going to be wild to see. We're getting everybody lined up. We'll see what happens here. So Hawk is gonna lead us off. Oh, this is gonna be crazy. All right. This is gonna be a wild race, J-Mac. Are you ready to see all this?
I am. I'm really curious going into turn 1 and especially turn 2, how deep these drivers are going to go in. They're going to have so much more grip. Oh, you can see Tom just taking off right from the get-go. A lot more grip on start, even here, just trying to get ready for this pace lap. So really, really excited to see how these drivers are going to handle, if they're going to get into each other. The skies are lightening up just a little bit. We were able to import some Air Titans from America, get them here to the UK and Brands Hatch and dry this track. And even the grass seemed a little drier. It's amazing what the miracles of technology can do.
Absolutely. I think this race is going to change quite a bit. I think Hawk, starting out front is going to give him a huge advantage. Obviously, he has done so well at these other tracks. I think he's going to be very competitive out here in the second one. Might even see him in victory lane, but directly behind him, he's got Rangers, who we saw very, very strong. Sky's got some traffic to go through, so it's going to be quite a challenge for these guys to make it through some traffic. All right, let's take a look. They are off and running for race number 2 at Brands Hatch for the Indy circuit. Tom Flitty on the outside. These guys looking like they want to go 3 wide. Absolutely incredible. A lot of guys sliding out there, starting to make a single file. Tom Flitty diving it on the inside. Couldn't make it stick there, J-Mac.
No, we couldn't. We saw Skyland down in the grass, drifting through turn 1. Saw several drivers. They were about 3 abreast. I don't know if they ever got 3 wide, but they were using up 3 lanes to get through turn 1. But up front, Hawk and Tom Flitty able to pull away. Rangers holding on in that 3rd position.
Absolutely. Sky currently sitting P4. Rangers up ahead. Tom in 2nd. We have Hawk in 1st. I want to take a look. We have Justin, who we saw P2 last race. He's currently in the top 5. We're going to see him trying to make some moves. Hawk on the board here for the leader. Best lap, top speed, you name it. 47.4. That is an increase in time here, considering they have more grip and are able to just wing it around these turns so much faster and so much easier. So we're going to see very competitive as Sky gets into the dirt a little bit. Doesn't seem to hurt him too much, but if you have a few of those mistakes, he is definitely going to fall back, I would say.
Yeah, right behind him, David also went a little wide and got a little love tap from Dion in the rear corner, and you can see him going wide again. These drivers really trying to test how deep they can get into the corners here, how much more forgiving the racetrack is now that it's completely dry, and they're really, really struggling to figure out the line. Some of them are, but one driver that is not is that 2 car of Hawk, who is right now leading, but Tom Flitty edging just a little bit closer to him.
Yeah, I feel like Hawk is in his element now. He really knows how the car is handling, knows what it needs to do, and Tom, he's on the move also. We've seen him up front quite a bit in these races, so I think this is his turn to shine also. We might see him come out with a podium finish here. We might see him come home with a win. We have not seen him win yet this season, I do believe, J-Mac.
Oh, sorry, I was reading and paying attention to some to other things out there, and I have no idea what you just threw my way, but I agree with it, I think.
Thanks. Let's take a look at this second pack. We have quite a separation between the first and the second, who is led by Dion 4 Dub. These guys just off and running. I want to take a look. He's got David directly behind him, and Halse, who we saw these guys battle in the last race under wet conditions. They're at it again in the second race.
Dion in a very colorful candy car, 3 different colors on it, 3 very bright colors on it, with a lot of things that have sugar in them on that car. So definitely something that's meant to get the caffeine flowing. But there they are side by side for that 7th position going into turn 1. David able to hold off Hall, but Hall going to try the crossover, not going to be able to get to David's inside, might be in a position to outbrake and going into 2.
Yeah, these guys side by side. Let's switch the view here. Dion gets in the grass up ahead. David falls back, gets in the grass a little bit. Hall's gonna take P7. David diving it down. Great entry for him. And he's gonna switch it back, take over P7. These guys are just completely back and forth. Meanwhile, I want to take a look at second over here. First has got a little bit of a
David.
gap. Oh, no, as soon as I leave.
He went wide. He outbroke the final corner. That's a corner that he's been struggling. Like every time I've been watching him, that final corner has been biting him just a little bit as that extra speed. But as you were going to allude to, these top 5 really close together right now, or our top 4, I should say, really close together. Hawk, maybe a little bit of a gap, but second, third, and then fourth, really tightening up as we're about to work lap 7 of 29.
Absolutely. We have TomTom Flitty in second with Rangers right behind. Sky making his way up, closing the gap. We'll see what he can do and how fast he can. We're on lap 7 of 29. Oh man, the action is just heating up, you guys. This is intense. You can see Rangers just getting ready to be all over the bumper of TomTom Flitty, who is getting ready to be all over the bumper of Hawk. We'll see if he can catch up to him, but if Rangers gets in the mix and decides to go after P2, that's going to allow Hawk to get away.
TomTom was running really well, running some really good lap times in the rain earlier on in practice. Might be having a little bit of an issue with the grip, but Rangers goes wide behind him, gets stuck in the grass, and when you get in the grass, especially out of that final corner, it just sucks you in further. And ahead of TomTom, Hawk misses turn 1, so move TomTom Flitty to the lead. He is now your new leader. Move Hawk back to second, and suddenly Skyland is only a few car lengths away from retaking the lead of this evening.
What a change of events. Two drivers messing up, and in just a couple of corners, switching positions for 2 out of 4 drivers. TomTom in the lead, as J-Mac says. Hawk trying to make his way back up there, and you see Sky directly behind him. Those two have battled race after race for the lead. A lot of these drivers that don't usually make mistakes, this is the track that they're doing that in. So Hawk going extremely wide, hits the wall. That is going to be a lot of damage. I don't know. That was pretty crazy, J-Mac. It's like he just missed the corner and went straight into the wall.
Wow, that's almost similar to what happened there. What happened earlier, I'm assuming to have caused that before. He's been running real close to the edge, trying to get through turn 1. It looks like he once again hit his left rear on that grassy patch, and it cost him all ability to slow down, and he went hard into that outside barrier.
You know, if I were him, I'd be staying far away from that. These are races where you don't have to pit, so if you get enough damage and you have to pit to fix that, your race is over. I mean, there's no shot at winning this, so we'll see how that affects him. But TomTom Flitty, so far, he is currently in the lead. Skyland behind him. A little bit of a gap, and Rangers, who we saw go through the grass earlier, a little bit gap between second and third. I want to take a look at 8th place. You see David, who I get on camera, and he is just slideways going through the corner. Wow, this is absolutely insane. Element 0 we're on board with in that number 4 car. We'll see if David can't close that gap and catch up to him, but right now this is the battle for P8. As we've seen David lose a couple of spots out here, I want to see him gain some back. J-Mac, TomTom Flitty, and Skyland. Skyland is really closing that gap, getting ready to make a pass. I've seen him be patient, but man, once he's done being patient and he wants to make a move, sparks start to fly, and he really gets in that corner really well. I think we're about to see a battle.
Yeah, we're about to see a battle. Tom's really overdriving that race car. He has been since he got the lead from Hawk earlier on in this race, so that 8 car really trying to burn that thing down to get away from Skyland, but Skyland running a nice smooth line, getting ever so slightly closer to him every single lap. The 49 really tightening it up on this 8, the 8 under a ton of pressure, and he's definitely feeling it here at the moment.
Absolutely. Rangers is still hanging on to P3, trying to make up some time, but Tom Flitty is going to have to be on the defensive, trying to hold on to the lead here. He has not had a win, so he is really wanting to get a win out here. I want to see him do it, but Sky, he's got a strong car. This is in his element. Hawk, he has made a few mistakes out here, and we're seeing him paying the price for it. He fell back to P5. Let's go take a look at him.
Yeah, he's making a move on Leafs Justin 24 right now,
Yeah.
and honestly, looking at his car, the car doesn't seem that hurt, and he's still running good enough lap times. He can battle along with that 24 car, but Leafs Justin with a nice crossover going down into turn 1. Hawk dive bombs into turn 2, is able to make it stick without getting into the 24 car. A nice move by that 2 of Hawk. Using that outside lane, he'll have a little bit of a run coming off of that corner as they go down into a really tough part to run side by side. Leafs Justin yields the spot, lifts for him, so move Hawk back up into 4th, and he's still not quite out of this race. It really seemed like that was going to kill his chances of winning this race, and while it's going to be an uphill battle and he'll need a lot of craziness to unfold, he's not quite out of it yet.
Not quite out of it yet. He's about 6 seconds back from our leader, but if they battle it out and have a couple of mistakes, anything can happen here. We've seen it already, so nothing is set in stone right now. That is the last thing you should definitely think of, so we'll see what happens here, but man, oh man, I want to take a look. Second and first are so close together. Sky just still being very patient, waiting for the time where he's going to make a move. Tom, he's just he needs to concentrate on being very consistent, hitting those marks. Don't worry about Sky. Just he needs to get moving.
I think the time for moving is past. Skyland is there. He's taking a defensive line going down into turn 2. Tom Flitty going to try to hold that. He'll have the preferred line, but Skyland going to try to cross over there. Not able to get the power down and make the move as they go down into turn 3. Left-hander. A lot of these drivers have been using that outside area. There's actually a lot of grip out there. It's not quite just grass, it's a little bit paved. I'm not really sure what it is. It's something though that's allowing these drivers to know what we might have just lost somebody as we
just lost Tom Flitty, our leader. He is no longer here. Wow. Yeah, he's already DNF right there. Man, my heart is completely broken for him. Just doing a solid out there.
It's broken for us. I wanted to see the battle. I wanted to watch the race between the two of them.
That's what I'm saying.
I wanted to watch sparks fly and dirt fly and
guys.
And other things fly.
Man, oh man, I bet Sky was like, okay. He has got quite a gap between him and second place. Great news for him. Super unfortunate, and I am heartbroken for Tom Flitty and for the viewers who wanted to see this battle. That was insane. I mean, it was just getting started.
Oh, but look at who is in second place
Hawk.
now. He has managed to pass Rangers. Hawk has, after that wild ride into turn 1 that I was certain was going to absolutely cripple that race car. If that thing is hurt, that he is absolutely wheeling it as a gosh almighty. That is just absolutely wild. The speed that he has and how well he is able to work his way around this racetrack. He's already back up into the second place, and now he's got the daunting task of running down Skyland 4. But if anyone can do it, JDMX Hawk is the driver that I think you'd want in the seat to be able to accomplish it.
Yeah, that is insane. I swear to you, the last time I saw him, he was in P4. How did he make it up here so quick? This guy, it just, as J-Max says, it just shows you the speed that he has. Even the mistake that he made early on cannot stop this guy. Absolutely incredible. And Mr. Met says, where did you say that now? Now I can't find it. First time I pick a driver, and he gone. Tom, if you're out there, I'm so sad. He wants me to invite them. We'll get him in here. We'll get him in here.
Oh, Gary. Oof. Right now, the 2-car still, it looks like he's closing that gap ever so slightly, but he's really got to be driving that car hard. Third and fourth, right now, the battle are still apart, and we have in the booth with us now the driver who was leading and then lagged out of the race.
Tom, I am heartbroken for you. I know what happened, but how did your race go for you? Besides that.
We had the virtual blown engine out there tonight, you know, it just came out of nowhere.
I'm literally heartbroken for you. You hate to see it, you guys, and you had some fans out there saying that they chose you. I mean, I saw it out there. They're like, Tom Flitty. I love his name. I got him. He's my driver. Now you're in the booth.
I was trying so hard to just hold off Skyline. It was you know, a lot different out there after racing on the range, so it was a lot of fun though. I'm sure there's still a lot of action going on, so I don't want to interfere too much, but damn, that sucks.
That does definitely suck. I'm so sorry for you. But take a look at this battle. This battle's for 7th. We have Element 0, P7, and we have David and P8 directly behind him. And Element just drifting through the corners.
Element basically saying if there isn't a barrier there, I'm using it to make his way around the racetrack. Behind them, the leader is coming. David is definitely the faster race car right now, but Element has made his car incredibly wide. Seeing a career high 7th place finish right in front of him, he's wanting to hold on to it.
He is most definitely wanting to hold on to it. We'll see if he can do so. He's got quite a group behind him, including our leader of Skyline, sitting directly behind David MC. And then he's going to be trying to make his way around Element. We'll see if that holds him up, and Sky into the dirt trying to make his way around David. Very interesting for him. Sky is, I'm sure, he is getting a little nervous as he's trying to go by. Kind of moves Element out of the way, and he is off and moving.
Element gets a little bit of the chrome horn from Skyline. Skyline moves on by. Element, I imagine, will not repay that. I would hope not. Going into turn 1, he doesn't have the speed to, even if he wanted to.
Yeah, I don't think he's catching him.
They go down as they go down into the hairpin turn 2. But that battle for 7th still raging on between Element and David. Now the next driver to have to work his way through that heated confrontation is the 2-car of JDMX Hawk, currently in 2nd, with Rangers and Leaf Justin still in 3rd and 4th, about the same distance behind, and you have to go pretty much half the track away to find Dion 4Dub, currently in the 5th position, which would be a career best finish for him here in the EuroNASCAR League. Hall currently stands in 6th, and those are your drivers who are still currently on the lead lap.
All right, J-Mac. What did Dion finish in the last race? Was it indeed a 6th place?
I'm pretty sure it was a 6th place. It was definitely a 6th place. It was.
Oh
yeah,
my gosh.
So this would be, we've made it 7 races into the season. He has finished 6th every single time. He is looking at a top 5, his first top 5 of the year, standing right in front of him. The 2 of JDMX Hawk. He works his way around David MC, so now he is clear of lap traffic. The only car in front of him now is that 49 car of Skyline 4, who is currently our leader.
Oh my goodness. Tom, are you out here watching this race? He's hurt. He's taking a break. This race is insane. I want to see, let's take a look at the leaderboard here. He was 6 seconds behind. He is now 4.2 seconds, definitely gaining. I don't know if that is going to be enough to catch our leader of Skyline. These two just, trading positions, trading wins. It is just absolutely insane, but this one, I feel like it's going to come down to the wire, J-Mac.
Yeah, absolutely. This one really getting close, but JDMX Hawk is really going to have to turn on the afterburners. There's going to be 5 laps remaining here at the end, and he currently has a 4.8 second deficit to Skyline. So that's going to be incredibly tough to make up. He's going to have to make up essentially a second a lap. as accident prone as these drivers have been at this racetrack, it's definitely possible. But right now he's knocking out a couple of tenths every lap, and he needs to be knocking out full seconds.
Absolutely. Falls fan, what's up? Hope you're doing good. Yeah, this is race number 4. They do 2 races a night. This is the second race, and Hawk has had an incredible race as he takes it super wide and goes through the dirt. Lost a lot of positions early on with a mistake that was made, but this guy has found his way back into second place, trying to close the gap and trying to make it to our leader. I don't think he's going to have enough time, but man, oh man, really sliding sideways through the corners here. And it's Brandon Hatch, man, it's crazy.
He
yeah.
blew turn 1 again.
Costly mistake. That is going to catch Rangers up to him, and man, oh man, they are on the move. Let's take a look at this. And you also have David in 7th. He's in the mix also in this little 3-way people here. That was random.
Okay. Yeah, he's hey, as someone who gets tongue-tied literally every second sentence, I do not fault you one bit. But yeah, David was able to clear the 4 of Element 0, leave him in his dust, and right now he is currently behind the 11 of Rangers, who is still working on that too. Saw an opportunity, but now JDM X Hawk really starting to leg it out. Hawk has actually gained another second from what he lost on Skyland, but I imagine Skyland, with that gap increasing, probably dialing it back just a little bit. He's also getting a little close to lap traffic, so with 3 laps remaining, no need to push everything too tightly. But right now the battle inside of our top 5 seems to be for that second position between JDM X Hawk and Rangers X15.
Yeah, you know, if Hawk has another mistake like that, Rangers is definitely going to take advantage of it. So we'll see what happens with that. But we are quickly approaching lap 29. So it's getting very, very close here. Man, Hawk is going to have to put on the jets here to take the lead. I don't think it's going to happen. I think this is Sky's race to win, his night to win. So far, he's just been the most consistent out here. We'll see what happens, though. Anything can happen. I'm going to knock on wood. This is crazy. He is approaching
absolutely.
traffic.
Anything can happen.
Yeah, he is approaching traffic. I saw Hall out there taking it super wide into the dirt. We'll see how he handles it going around.
They're going to come around to the white flag here. Hall up in front of him. Hall is actually really close to Dion for dub, so that battle for 5th not quite settled yet. Those two within sniffing distance of each other. That was a horrible word to use, but they're taking the white flag here as they go into turn 1. Skyland arcs it down, hits that curb just a little bit, really loose through turn 1. I don't know if he was just trying to show off because he knows we're talking about him or what, but he got really loose down the hill, really smooth through turn 2. He's gonna look to try to take it home here.
I think so. JLC, what in the banana sandwiches are you talking about out there in chat? You have me confused. I'm trying to keep up with it, and Savage is like, I don't even know what's happening. We're coming around here, the final corner. Sky, it looks like he will take home his second win of the night, 5th of the season, if my math is correct. But man, oh man, great job to Sky as he takes it home for Brands Hatch. We have JDM Hawk. He is going to bring it home in 2nd. Rangers brings it home in 3rd. J-Mac, you want to take us through the rest?
Yeah, Leafs Justin comes home in 4th, really, really close behind Dion for dub. Hole right now trying to hold on to that 5th position. They actually have the AI of Skyland right now trying to run them down, and so that's going to be interesting. But Dion for dub has Hall all over his back bumper as they go through that final corner, working their way through. Hall looking to his outside, not going to be able to pull the crossover, not able to get the power down, so Dion for dub going to hold on to that 5th spot as they come to the line. Oh, he gets a little bit loose there, but he's going to hold on and nips it Hall in at the line. They are 5th and 6th. 7th, it looks like, was Element 0, and then 8th was... Actually, I think 7th was David, and then Element 0 was 8th. 9th was Gary from Canada, and then sadly in 10th was Tom Flitty.
Absolutely wild races out here. We had some rain and we had some sun, wet conditions, then we had some grip. I mean, this night really tested these drivers. They did an amazing job. Let me make sure Sky is in here. Yeah, everyone's in here. Sky bringing home another win. Congratulations out there. So which is easier? I already know the answer, but man, oh man, how'd your race go?
Tom, I'm so sorry.
Heartbroken.
Oh
Heartbroken.
my God, I'm really bummed that he got screwed by his internet. I thought we were gonna have a really fun battle to the end there.
We were watching it.
I would also like to admit, J-Mac, you were right. Our little debate before the race, this was a great format. That was an extremely interesting race. Trying to figure out where the new grip limit was and being able to do it without just eating the dirt every corner. Because if you flip those two races, that's what would have happened. If we did the grippy one first, everybody would have been in the dirt on the second one, even more than we were. So that was fun. That was a lot of fun. It was a great challenge to try and work through the pack, and it was good racing. I'm so bummed that Tom lagged out.
I know.
So bummed.
I know. He was doing so well out there. Poor guy. We'll have to get you up there another race, Tom. Oh, I'm heartbroken, but Sky, you had another great win, a great run. You got it done. So a huge congratulations to you.
Thank you. That'll make the championship a little bit tough.
I would say so. The points are going to be very interesting after this. J-Mac, you want to give our second place an interview?
Yeah, probably the most entertaining driver to watch all night. JDMX Hawk, misfortune in the first race, but really drove hard all race long in the second one. Just talk about your race and what more you needed there. You gained like 4 seconds in the final 3 laps there. You were absolutely hauling, but just talk about your night.
Yeah, just not enough practice throughout this whole week, and first turn really in the rain. Don't like it. Don't like it. I like the rain, but not on this track. But yeah, I feel like I could have done better if I didn't push myself on the second race. I feel like I could have won, but then mistakes happened, and yeah.
Well, a couple of mistakes, but other than that, you were an absolute blast to watch, racing everybody and making laps around there. You were holding that thing wide and handsome, and really fun to watch. Came home P2, strong night, strong race, and back to you, Frozen.
Absolutely. Vanquish, thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate it. It was definitely fun watching Hawk make his way up through once again. But man, Rangers with another top 3 tonight, just having an incredible night, an incredible run. I can only imagine race number 2 possibly being a lot easier. But how was your run out there tonight?
That's good. Still found the gravel a couple times, unfortunately, but overall it was good. I didn't have much for those top 2. I think I was kind of catching them once Skyline ran up on the back of Tom, and then he had his little lag out situation, and then I just decided to drive off the track there about 5 laps later, and then we drove off the track, coming to the white flag, and almost gave Justin P3. But fortunately, we were fortunate enough we were able to keep P3, which I'm very happy with.
Absolutely. And I know you had quite a few battles out there trying to get up there, so really fun to watch. You guys all did an amazing job tonight. Next week, though, we are headed to Silverstone. It's going to be a wild night. I do believe 17 laps out there, so I'm excited. I want to say thank you guys for tuning in tonight. You guys are awesome. Thank you for the follows, for the cheers, for the subs. I really appreciate it, and I know these guys appreciate the support, and they deserve it very much. But we'll be back same time, same day, Monday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Until then, you guys take it easy.